All right, welcome everybody to another deep dive. Today we're going deep on asset and maintenance management.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, we're looking at what you guys actually provided the perfect source for this. It's an ebook all about Sigga planning and scheduling.
You bet.
And stuff in here is amazing. It's really made me think about, how much inefficiency there is out there
Oh, absolutely.
in companies that, just aren't doing this stuff right.
Yeah, when you think about, especially for companies that have these really complex assets and operations,
Right.
this stuff can get out of control really fast.
And it's like they don't even realize it. You know what I mean? It's like chapter 1 here talks about all these pain points.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading through it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is me. Like scattered data,
Yeah.
inefficient planning. I mean, backlogs, forget about it.
Huge backlogs, constantly playing catch up.
It's like, you're just constantly putting out fires.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not just a minor inconvenience either. I mean, this has huge consequences
Well,
on
yeah.
a company's bottom line.
Yeah, like, the ebook even mentions like the risk of having unqualified technicians working on critical tasks
Right.
just because the information isn't there.
Because of poor information flow.
Yeah.
You've got the wrong person doing the wrong job. I mean, that's a safety hazard waiting to happen.
Oh, absolutely. And then forget the safety hazard. I mean, what about just the downtime, unplanned downtime?
Oh, it's one of the biggest killers.
It's crazy.
I mean, think about it. Like, a critical piece of equipment goes down unexpectedly. That can cost a company a fortune
Yeah.
in lost productivity. Not to mention, damage to reputation and all of that. And these are the things that...
Absolutely. And it all goes back to the planning and scheduling.
Exactly.
And, it's interesting because, well, thankfully, chapter 2 gets into the solution here, and that's Sigga planning and scheduling.
That's right.
And it seems like it really tackles this stuff head on.
It does. It's not just a Band-Aid solution. It's getting to the root of these challenges.
Right. I mean, one of the first things that they talk about is data centralization.
Absolutely. Huge. Remember we were talking about that scattered data?
Yeah.
Sigga brings everything together into one platform.
Wow.
And one of the best parts is it integrates seamlessly with existing system, like, SAP PM, so you don't have to rip and replace your entire infrastructure.
For the non-SAP people out there, what does that actually look like? Like, what is that?
So it means that Sigga can actually talk directly to SAP PM. It pulls in all that relevant asset information and creates like the single source of truth.
So that's it. Like,
Oh.
you don't have to go hunting anymore. It's right there.
It's all right there. No more manual data entry, no more trying to reconcile conflicting information.
Yeah.
It's streamlined, it's synchronized, it's beautiful.
That's amazing. Okay. So we've got the data in one place, but then the actual planning and scheduling.
Right.
They talk about using algorithms for this. It sounds like the future.
It is pretty sophisticated stuff.
So how does that actually work?
So these algorithms, they're designed to take into account
Yeah.
a ton of different factors. I mean, everything from the criticality of the task, the skills required, technician availability, even like travel time between locations.
Wow.
And they take all that data and they crunch it to create the most efficient schedule possible.
So you're not just like plugging in times and hoping for the best?
No, not at all.
This is like actually optimizing?
It's optimization. It's about optimizing the entire workflow.
That's incredible.
And that's what leads to fewer delays, more uptime, all the things you want.
Yeah, yeah. And then it's not just about the schedule, though.
Right.
It's about who's actually doing the work.
Right. Resource management.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that the right technicians with the right qualifications are assigned to each job.
Which makes sense. I mean, you don't want somebody going out there who's not qualified and then, causing problems.
Not only does it improve efficiency, but it also ensures compliance, It ensures safety.
Yeah, safety, huge, especially when you're talking about companies with all these
Big time.
these complex assets. I mean, the ebook really emphasizes how Sigga helps create a safer work environment.
That's right. And it's not just about ticking boxes on a compliance checklist. I mean, it's about streamlining communication, making sure that technicians have the correct certifications. All of that minimizes the risk of accidents and errors.
So we've talked about the data centralization, the smart scheduling, the resource allocation. But chapter 3, this is where I really got interested. This is the results.
Right. The rubber meets the road.
Yeah, like what are we actually seeing here?
Tangible benefits. And this is not just vague promises either. The ebook highlights specific improvements that companies are seeing. Like, for example, companies using Sigga, they're reporting significant reduction in maintenance overtime costs.
Now you're speaking my language. Less overtime.
Everyone wins.
Everybody wins.
Right.
Employees, company, bottom line. What else are we seeing? What else? Give me more.
Well, they're also seeing a smoother flow of maintenance work.
Okay.
Which leads to, you guessed it, fewer unplanned shutdowns.
Yeah, which we were talking about before,
Yes,
how costly that is.
Imagine that disruption, the financial hit that a company takes when a critical piece of equipment goes down unexpectedly. Sigga helps to prevent that.
Yeah. Just that peace of mind has got to be worth something.
Oh, absolutely.
But Chapter 4, now this is the real proof. This is where they bring in the real-world examples.
Exactly. We're not talking hypotheticals anymore. It's all about the evidence. The ebook shares examples of companies across different industries that have implemented Sigga, and they're seeing the results. Better backlog management, reduced downtime, improved wrench time. I mean, it's all there.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty clear. Sigga Planning and Scheduling, it's not just some fancy software.
It's not.
This is a strategic tool.
It is.
It can really transform how companies manage this stuff.
I mean, it's about moving away from that reactive firefighting mode.
Right, yeah.
And moving toward a proactive, data-driven approach.
Yeah.
It maximizes efficiency, maximizes safety.
I love it. So if you're out there and you're thinking, okay, this sounds good, how do I learn more?
Sigga.com.
That's it. Go to Sigga.com, find out more. This could be the solution you've been waiting for.
Think about it. What's the one area in your maintenance operations that causes you the most headaches?
Yeah.
Could Sigga be the answer?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I love it. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
You bet.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.